So in this video, we'll be breaking down a realization that I had about myself, something that I noticed um, about myself, and it's brand new, and I'm just trying to start thinking of ways I can improve this or change this for myself. And what I noticed was I was having a conversation with someone on the phone the other day, and as I've been going completely on my own path here in my own direction, doing my own thing that's very new, very risky, very unknown. I decided to book my yoga teacher training in India for about a month or 3 weeks, and as I was communicating this to this person, before I could allow them to give their honest and truthful response or judgment to me for this new thing that I've actually been very proud of, something that I'm very excited for, and has been very meaningful for me. As I shared that, I noticed that I immediately changed and brushed it to the side, changed the subject, and got the focus of the conversation away from me. So I controlled the conversation away from their judgment and their response to me sharing something that was important to me. And I noticed this because at the end of it, I thought, it wasn't such a bad conversation because I didn't really get any of that negative judgment I normally get. And as I'm journaling and realizing later, I recognize that I was actually controlling the conversation, all just to avoid whatever feelings and emotions could have come up when they did judge me, if they even did judge me, or dismissed me, or didn't approve of me. And so I just thought it's very interesting at how you can be in a certain situation and talking about something you really deeply care about, but given the right circumstance and the right person, you will actually be preemptively trying to control the outcome of situations and conversations, all just to not feel a certain feeling and feel a certain emotion. And for me, I think I really didn't want to feel like and I guess we can do some of this live, actually. I'm fully just thinking about this now in another way to articulate it. Because I guess the question I'm asking myself now is, what was it that I was really avoiding? And on the surface, I'm avoiding disapproval. I'm avoiding the fact that I might not be making the right decision, that I'm wrong. Yes. I'm also avoiding the idea that I don't know what's best for me. That affirmation of I don't know what's best for me. Because growing up, I often felt like I was told that I don't know what's best for me. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know anything. And so what I thought was just automatically and indirectly just invalidated and essentially just like shun or put away. And so that's a childhood trigger, right? That's a childhood trigger that comes up for me, that if there's any chance of that, I will move the conversation away from it, right? But I guess the important thing to really notice here is that, well, journaling and reflecting helps objectify your triggers and helps you understand more easily and view more easily your emotional triggers, your ego, your identity, and your reactions, of course. But the second thing, I guess, is that a nice question to ask yourself is what are the emotions that I'm trying to avoid here? What are the feelings that I'm not actually letting myself feel? Because that whole situation and conversation actually, because I was trying to avoid a certain feeling, because I was trying to, and I'm sure it goes deeper, and I haven't done all of the processing of this, and so I don't think it's just going to stop at me feeling like I don't know what's best for me. It probably boils down even more to the fact that I don't feel good enough, or like, I don't, maybe I don't feel like I'm good enough to actually even know what's best for me, which is just, when you think about it, and when I'm saying it out loud, it just sounds like such a load of shit, because only you know what's good for you. Only you know what you like. Only you know what is important to you and meaningful to you. Of course. But, the survival mechanism is to avoid this feeling. Obviously, this is not helpful for me anymore, so I'm trying to process it, go and get through it. But what I was saying was that whole situation and that whole outcome and conversation was completely dictated and controlled by my subconscious or my ego avoiding feeling these certain feelings, which means that I have potentially missed out on, and I have not allowed myself the beautiful present moment of where, if I was open and honest and sharing and I wasn't avoiding this feeling and I just let myself feel it, but I was able to share and be vulnerable and open and share how important and excited I am for this new yoga teacher training and this new journey and new path. I could have shared this, and I could have had such a beautiful moment of deeper connection, potentially deeper validation, being seen, being able to actually strengthen my own image of myself to affirm that I am good enough, right? So if I am able to just feel all of these feelings and just let them go in that moment, in that time, I no longer need to be controlled and dictated, and all of my experiences are no longer influenced by the aversion and avoidance of certain feelings and emotions. And actually, it opens up a completely new perspective and a completely new path to create deeper, more loving, more meaningful relationships with every single person that you encounter. And when I put it that way, I was like, whoa, like, okay, so essentially I'm not even living in the direction that I want to live at this point, right? I'm living in the direction of trying not to feel certain things, and then I'm just sort of ending up in a place because I don't want to feel something, or I'm avoiding something, or my ego thinks it's not safe to feel something. And in that whole process, I guess it's important. The point that I'm trying to get across, I guess, is that you realize, like, oh my God, like, you can actually take control back of your life and be empowered in yourself, so you can live in whatever direction you want to live in. And so if that means I want to make a new relationship and change the relationship dynamic in my family, with my friends, with my loved one, if I'm not afraid of any emotions and feelings that are coming up for that, I can just go through what is uncomfortable and continue through to where I actually want to get to and where I want to be, which for me at least is in a position where I'm seen as my full, natural, vulnerable self in my family. My family knows who I actually am. My friends, my friends, anyone that I meet, I'm showing up as the most authentic version of myself, and I'm not shying away from sharing certain parts about myself or directions or opinions or any areas in my life. I'm not shying away from showing who I really am and who I have become and who I'm working on being, and my imperfect self with other people. Because I think when you can share that that imperfect self, when you can share those real raw emotions and feelings and being vulnerable and really human, that's where you can connect the deepest with people, because that's where people can relate to you the most, And so in this way, I think it's potentially something I've enjoyed to share, actually, something I've enjoyed to articulate out loud, because it's different when you're writing it down or something, writing it down or messaging it or typing it. But maybe this is something that could help people or help you. I think not be so harsh on yourself, and to be more kind with, like, when you see yourself and when you do have triggers, when you do avoid emotions and feelings, like, this is not something to feel shame and guilt towards. It's not something to feel like you should beat yourself up about. It's actually like a little gift or a little present or a little surprise of, like, there's something here that I can work on, and that's exciting to me. And if I work on that, it's actually just going to allow me to live a more fuller, loving, beautiful life and have a greater experience and have a greater effect on other people. And that's simply it. And at the end of the day, like, what more do you want from your life? What more, how much more meaning can you get? How much more fulfillment can you get than being as naturally yourself, open and loving and positively influential on others? So yeah, I don't really know how to end these videos because this is really like the third or second one, and I don't know if the microphone has been playing up again. Try not to breathe into it, but yeah, thank you for watching. I hope this has had some positive impact for you, maybe some insight, maybe something that resonates with you, and I appreciate your time. I am grateful for you for coming this far. If you've made it this far, thank you very much. So much love to you. But also, if you haven't, that's cool. I understand. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully this is posted very soon.